All right, so game 4 of the NBA Finals has just ended, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. Lakers won this game down the stretch. I mean, they kind of controlled it. Um, but let's get into some key stats for the Lakers tonight that would help them win. First thing I want to talk about is Anthony Davis and LeBron James' game tonight. Now, they both. I mean, Anthony Davis struggled with foul trouble, and LeBron kind of struggled in game 3. Not really, but I mean, he wasn't up to his usual standards. He had a lot of turnovers. He had 8 turnovers in that game. He had 6 turnovers in this game. 5 of his 6 turnovers were in the first half. LeBron was looking a little bit shaky in the first half of this game. He only like 5 points, which was not good. There were a lot of oh, he looks washed comments, all that other stuff. But yeah, early in this game, he wasn't really looking good. And then in the second half, he kind of turned it on. He ended up with 8 of 16 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 10 of 12 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 28 points. Anthony Davis, he played similarly tonight, except he didn't really struggle in the first half of this game. He was 8 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 4 of 4 from the 4 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. And then Davis also had a lot less turnovers, but I mean, he doesn't really man the ball. A lot less turnovers than LeBron, but I mean, he doesn't really man the ball at all, except in the paint. And sometimes he does, but usually doesn't. Now the next thing I want to get into is Jimmy Butler's performance. Now after that 40-point performance in Game 3, it was still a great performance tonight. But I mean, it wasn't as good as before. He was 8 of 17 from the floor. 0 of 3 from 3-point line, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, and had 22 points. He was really good tonight. He didn't have that much help. Tyler Herro, he was still good tonight. He was 8 of 18, 3 of 7 from 3, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, and had 21 points. Next thing I kind of want to talk about is Bam Adebayo. He was playing injured tonight. I mean, everyone at this stage is kind of playing a little bit hurt, but I mean, he had a shoulder thing tonight, and he still played. It was a little bit surprising when he played because I just didn't really expect it. I thought he'd be out for another game, but I mean, considering all his injury and all that stuff, he played pretty well. He was 6 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 assist. A +3 on the plus-minus scale and 15 points. Another thing I want to touch on, this game was really close. I mean, no one won a single quarter by more than 5 points. The Lakers won the first quarter by 27 points, and the Heat scored 22 points in that quarter. But that was, I mean, pretty much it. I mean, every quarter this game was really, really close. And, I mean, they basically shot the same from the field. The Heat shot 42% from overall, 34% from 3, and 48% from within the 3-point arc. The Lakers, on the other hand, they shot 44% from overall, 35.9% from 3, and 52% from within the 3-point arc. They didn't shoot relatively the same, but I mean basically kind of the same. The difference is a little bit in the free throw shots, but I mean, surprisingly, the Lakers didn't even get that many free throw shots in this game. I mean, the Heat had more free throw shots than them, which was kind of surprising. The Lakers shot 85% from the free throw line, and the Heat shot 80% from the free throw line. So yeah. Another thing I kind of want to get into is Kyle Kuzma has had 2 redemption games. We played well in Game 3, and tonight he was 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, and 9 points. Now that's pretty good. I think one of the key things was he didn't really overextend himself. I think that's one area he struggles. Also, I mean, he kind of played well in his role. His role is kind of hard because he kind of can't create on offense, or he's kind of forced to create, and he's kind of not that kind of player. He's more of a complimentary player. So I mean, in these last 2 games, he's done pretty well. Same with Marcus Morris, or I think it's Marcus Morris. He played somewhat well tonight. He didn't shoot great from three. He was 2 of 7. He was 2 of 8 overall from the field goal. From the field. 3 of 3 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and had 9 points. Now another player I want to get in for the Lakers is Caldwell Pope. He played a lot better in Game 4. In Game 3, he shot 1 of 5, and 1 of 3 from 3, which is not good. A -26 on the plus-minus scale. But in Game 4 tonight, he shot 6 of 12 overall and 3 of 8 from 3, and had 15 points, and 6 assists and 3 rebounds. That's definitely a huge upgrade. In addition, Danny Green, which is key, because he's been struggling throughout these playoffs, played better tonight. He was 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from the 3-point line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals, and had 10 points and was a +5 in the plus-minus scale. So yeah, that was very key in their victory tonight. Their 2 main shooters shooting well tonight, which was huge. Now, I feel like we're kind of getting back to a game, or maybe this is kind of like what Game 1 would have been like if the Lakers didn't shoot insane from 3, which they probably wouldn't have relied on the 3-point ball that much. But yeah, if the Lakers shooters are shooting somewhat well, just not horrible, I guess. You can't stop LeBron and AD. I don't really think the Heat have the talent, maybe to stop LeBron. But I mean that's been kind of somewhat bad throughout this series so far. Or at least, I think one of the problems with the Heat mainly has been once LeBron gets a pick and roll or is able to beat his man, there isn't really any solution to defending him besides fouling him really hardly. And yeah, it's very hard to win when that's your only solution, and that's when your only adjustment. Now, I kind of want to bring this discussion more to who I think is going to be Finals MVP. That might be a different video, but I really do think it's between 2 players. If the Lakers win Game 5, which again is a whole other set of variables. But I mean, I think it comes down to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I think the main challenge voters are going to have is it wasn't really that clear after Game 3 when Anthony Davis struggled a little bit. But Anthony Davis, I mean, he's been a little bit better, or significantly is a little bit of a bad word here. Just because he hasn't been significantly better than LeBron, but he's been better than LeBron in this series. But I feel like that's a whole different topic, which I probably will make a video on. Maybe that'll be a video for tomorrow. But let's get back to reactions from this game. Another thing I want to talk about is the adjustment Frank Vogel made in the fourth quarter, which was having AD guard Jimmy Butler, which, I mean, that makes total sense. I mean, Budenholzer got killed for not playing Giannis on Jimmy Butler, which Giannis MVP was the defensive player of the year, and Anthony Davis was the runner-up. But yeah, it really does seem like the smartest move that the Lakers could have made in that moment. And yeah, it was a good move by Frank Vogel. So let's go back to the Heat for a second. Let's talk about Chris Nunn. He's playing as Goran Dragic is out. Played 26 minutes tonight. He was 2 of 11 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. -4 on the plus-minus scale, 6 points and 4 rebounds. Now, the thing with him is that he's still got great talent, but if they had Goran Dragic in this series, that'd be a completely different set of variables. I know that seems obvious to say, but it's just I feel like Chris Nunn has to work on his skills a little bit more to play better in the playoffs. He might be a little bit too small to play in the playoffs. I don't know. But I mean, it's definitely something he's got to work. Skill he's got to work on. Specifically, I think he's got to work on his shooting a little bit. And I mean, the only thing I can see him doing on offense is a pick and roll, and that's kind of hard to do against the Lakers where they've got so many wing defenders. So it's definitely something he's got to work on to be a better player in the future. Another thing I want to get about is a rotation change from Eric Spoelstra. It really does seem like Kelly Olynyk is going to stay in that backup center position. He has played his way into those minutes, and I think you're going to see less minutes from Solomon Hill. Who typically get those minutes. Obviously, you'd have to rearrange the lineup when Solomon Hill's in because he's a 3 or he's a wing. He's a wing player instead of a big. But I do think Kelly Olynyk will still have those minutes when he in Game 5. Yeah. Now it really does seem like the rebounding battle is really interesting to watch. I mean, he was basically tied tonight. About 39 rebounds to 42 rebounds. Lakers. I mean, these are two great rebounding teams. The Lakers are, I think, first per cleaning the glass in rebounding, and the Miami Heat are fourth per cleaning the glass and rebounding. Yeah, I mean, it was just a really interesting rebounding battle to see. And yeah. And now I'm going to give my prediction for Game 5. I do think the Lakers will win Game 5 and end this series. I just think the Lakers, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis is too good. Maybe if Goran Dragic comes back, maybe he can steal another game. But I mean, yeah, I think this series is over. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe.